Hi everyone, thanks for joining us for day 2 of the PDI 2013 Users Conference. I tracked down Miss Debbie Boston, the PDI Marketing Manager, and she's been with the company for nearly 20 years, and she tells me everything that goes into making this event such a huge success. Take a look.
First, we start with planning the budget. We go through and determine, kind of estimate how many people we're expecting and do all the financial and go through. I have a checklist of things to include in that because there are, food and beverage, hotel, employee expenses, just, various things like that. So we start with the budget and then once that's finalized, then first thing we look for a venue. And once we get a venue selected, we do a site visit first, and there may be many of those that we'll look at. Once the venue's selected, we do the contract and so forth. Once we've got that narrowed down and finalized, then we'll start with the marketing pieces of it. We'll have our staff meetings. We have a committee that we put together that will do the planning, and we'll meet on a very regular basis, starting out usually once a month in the beginning, and then as we get closer, we'll meet more frequently. We will decide on the theme for the educational sessions and for, the overall theme of the conference. And then we go from there and just start, planning the sessions from a training standpoint. Paula's group does that, and then I will take care of all the hotel and food and beverage and hotel staffing and needs and things like that for their staff rooms. And so it's a long process. We start about a year out in going into, to get to where we are today.
Yes, the Users Conference is about collaboration, networking, and sharing new ideas, but it's also about training. This year we had over 80 classes, and we sat down with the lady in charge of it all, Miss Paula Conti.
So I've been coming to Users Conference a very long time. So I started with PDI about 20 years ago, and so ever since then I've attended or trained it. What's exciting about this year, number one, is we've had a record number of attendees. So people are really communicating and networking and getting information from each other. But I think one of the most exciting things is we're doing business electronically this year. So we gave every attendee a tablet so that they could download their materials, they could get to their schedules, they could communicate each other through connections. The work that goes in the conference starts very quickly, but really about 6 to 8 months before the event. We lay out the course tracks, we figure out what people want to hear, and although we have about 60 people here from PDI who attend the conference through trainers and facilitators, everybody at the company is a part of preparing for Users Conference. I think that there's 3 things they would get out of Users Conference immediately. Number one is training. It is a training conference. Although we have some fun and we socialize, it is a training conference. So it allows 3 days of intense training. Number 2 is networking with their peers. There are over 400 people here. And so we facilitate specific sessions to get people to get to know each other, people like them, controllers with controllers, so that they can meet their peers and have context when they go home. And then the third thing is to have a little bit of fun and meet PDIers. So they get an opportunity to converse with PDI employees that maybe they talk to on a daily basis but don't get to see.